Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you for jumping in for this update on all the new amazing tools that we have inside of Mastering the Art of Retreat Planning. So before I go into the space of like what's new and what's coming on and all the amazing tools that I have developed personally for all of you that are passionate retreat leaders that just want to make a change in the world, I want to tell you a little bit about like who is mastering the art of retreat planning for, right? Like who's the ideal client for this, basically, right? So this is for people who are experts in their field, right? You have passions, you have tools, you have so many things to share with the world. And now you're ready to take it into an in-person experience. You want to take it into real life where you get to meet your community, your audience, your ideal clients, and you want to create transformation inside of this beautiful, beautiful container that's a retreat. So this is really for those who are really passionate about creating transformation in the world and they want to do it in a different way, right? And you might think, oh, well, retreat planning is almost the same as like actually launching an online program. So I have the sales strategies and all this kind of things behind it, but there is certain nuances and differences when it comes to actually launching a retreat because it has so many more moving parts. And this is where I come in, right? I have helped hundreds of retreat leaders put their retreats out there and actually grow and scale their business through retreats. It doesn't mean that you want to be doing solely retreats. This could be something that you want to add under your brand, right? Or you actually want to focus on just doing retreats. And this is really where you want to be spending most of your time and your energy. So, is this you? Right? Let me just take you a little bit through this. So, if this is you, I encourage you to keep watching this video because I'm also going to share a few tips here and there if you're starting in this journey. So maybe you have considered like hosting a retreat, but you have felt maybe scared or were failing or losing your money because of the down payment that you need to put. Maybe you have actually launched a retreat and you had to cancel it, or you didn't make a profit, or maybe even not many people signed up. And you can do more. You can encourage the world for more people to come into your space and just to grow, right? You might be dying to run a retreat, but don't know where to start, right? Do I hire a venue first? Or do I find co hosts or facilitators to come and help? Do I need to actually put a down payment behind it? Already, do I have to invest my money before I do this? How do I need to be in this space, right? Maybe you're worried about not filling up your retreat, not having a huge enough community to actually fill up your retreat. This is something that we go deep into mastering the art of retreat planning because the reality is that a retreat can be with one single person. Yeah. And it can be up to 100, 300 people and it can still be considered a retreat. So we look at your audience, we look at your ideal clients, what you want to create, the type of container that you want to create. And then based on that, we see what are the ideal numbers for you. We also look at the profit. How much profit do you want to make out of your retreat, right? So another question that comes really to mind is also, who am I to host a retreat? Like there's so many qualified people out there, like why me? Right? This is like one of the things that happens in this space. Like, why me? Why not? There's thousands of people doing this. And the reality is that I'm here to right now in this moment break that belief system. There's 8 billion people in the world. Do you really think that everyone is hosting a retreat? That everyone is attending retreats? No. The reality is like it happens like when we are in a certain profession, right? If you're a doctor, you know a lot of doctors. Does this mean that every single person in this world is actually a doctor or a lawyer? It doesn't. But this is a place where you're spending your energy, and this is the people that you're meeting. This is the people that the awesome social media algorithm is showing you. So you might think, oh my gosh, there's so many retreats out there. There's so many more people that need this work. And that specifically, they need you, no one else. They need you because of the experience, what you bring to the table, the way you deliver it, the way you teach it. This makes such a huge, huge difference. Yeah. And then last but not least, I don't know where to find the right people to sign up for my retreat. And this is one of the best tools that I can give you now that we have just added in the last round of Mastering the Art of Retreat Planning. And I can tell you that people are saying, like, oh my gosh, this is worth the whole program. It's an ideal client workbook. You get a 25-page ideal client workbook based on who you are, the services that you offer. You get demographics, psychological insights, and you get a customer journey that's personalized for you. If you're not very clear on what a customer journey, it's really the marketing pace, like the growth, kind of like the steps that people need to take towards having a marketing campaign. Yeah. So you get a customer journey that's personalized for you. Isn't that awesome? That's just like absolutely magical and amazing, because the reality is that once you have this knowledge, and this is like the place where we used to spend so much time, like, who's my ideal client and who's my ideal client for retreats? Because I might know specifically my ideal clients for my online business, but how does that shift in the in-person space, right? They might be very similar, but there might be some differences, and then that's where we change our messaging. Yeah. So if this is you, right, I want to talk to you about this life-changing mentorship. This is not just a regular group online coach program. It's a mentorship. I will be your mentor through this process, and I can assure you this is going to be life-changing. It's going to be so deep, because we are creating a new identity, the new identity of a person who actually holds retreats and holds space for transformation and in-person experiences, and who has all the tools to hold space for the people and to create all this magic and all this transformation without having to be worried about the little details. And I take you through that because I think that life is too complicated already to make it more complex and put thousands of like steps inside of a marketing campaign. I actually teach a 3-step method that can be used in any marketing style, right? Because you get to personalize it. Because again, I don't believe that there's cookie cutter strategies. I am not here to tell you that launching a book is the only way you can sell out your retreat, or that having a podcast is the only way. There is one way, and it's yours, the one that works for you. And I'm here to hold space for you to create that in your life, so you can bring it into every single piece of what you do. So you can really find your voice and share it with the world. Really bring that message out there and take everyone through this process. Because I believe in your magic. I believe in what you can bring to the table. So, are you excited to learn a little bit more about it, right? So, a little bit of why you would join a program, right? Like you might be thinking, well, I can do this on my own. This is a quantum leap. Yeah. This is you jumping a bunch of steps because you're hiring someone who already knows every single different way on how to sell retreats, and I'm here to guide you in that space. It's for those who don't want to spend 2 or 3 retreats learning the ins and outs of how to do it, how to sell it, how to actually profit. Today, I was just giving one consultation session for someone. She was saying, it's my first retreat, and I actually got 14 people to sign up, but I'm barely making any money. She's like, well, and I was like, okay, so how's your pricing? How did it go? She was like, well, I had my early bird pricing and a bunch of people signed up there, and I reduced my profit there because I wanted to make it the early bird. And I'm like, well, maybe your early bird needs to be, instead of your pricing, your lower ticket, like your low, but really inside of this space where it still feels great. You're still making the profit that you desire. Instead of mastering the art of retreat planning, I also give you access to my program that is your perfect pricing program that works not just for retreats, but it also works for online courses, mentorships, VIP days, you name it. Because it's an inner journey to figure out how much you want to charge. And we do it in brackets, so you can also create stretch goals. So you can also make more than you even believe you can, right? And inside of the piece of pricing that is so important, like most of the people really think, because it's coming from here, huh? It's not coming from the heart, it's coming from the head. So many people think that, like, if I charge less, more people are going to show up and they're going to sign up. Or that the problem is in their sales strategy. And so many times the root cause is actually the pricing. So you get my insane ROI calculator that's so simple and easy to use for you to calculate all your things inside of your retreat. So this does not happen to you. So you don't end up like actually signing 14 people and making a couple of $100s. Right. And we worked with her on how she can actually leverage that is happening to her, and then how she can actually bring a back end offer or an offer at the end of the retreat. Right. This is where a lot of my clients actually make even more money than on the retreat itself. So this is something that I teach inside of the course as well, because it's so important for us to know that this is also a possibility, right? So if you feel like you're intimidated by the idea of planning a retreat just by yourself, you having to do all the pieces and pieces and basically being the one who's like looking in front of the mirror and asking yourself, is this the right answer? Am I supposed to do this? Should I hire the skater or the other one, right? I am here for you. Maybe you're at the beginning stages of building your retreat business, right? And I teach you how to build one retreat within these 12 weeks, but this is really the foundations for you to actually build a retreat business. So you have recurring revenue from your retreats. So you do it different. So you can actually make this and grow your business sustainable. And every time you want to launch a retreat, you don't have to start from scratch because you have a system. And then you come and you just change a couple of things, and then boom, new retreat is ready in a couple of hours. And you might think, but what about the website copy, right? The website copy takes forever. And this is where like my newest tool comes in place. I have created this tool where we really train deeply ChatGPT to understand who we are and what's our retreat about with our amazing information from our ideal client journey. We bring in information of how you write, how you copy, which words you like, which ones you don't, right? So we do set up that, and it takes us around 40 minutes to set up like a proper space where it will understand how you speak and how you want it to speak. And then from there, you get all the prompts so you can actually build a sales page that is highly converting, and you don't have to break your head writing down. And then we make sure that your voice is portrayed inside of that. Yeah. So this is super, super important. Yeah. Another reason to join is that you have faced costly challenges hosting retreats in the past, right? So as I mentioned, like if you have hosted a retreat, but you didn't make more than $10,000 profit, this is a program for you, because I want you to be making money, because retreats take so much time and effort and energy, and they're so deeply transformational that you should get paid for it. Because if you have wealth, if you have abundance in your life, what happens is that you can share more with the world. You can create scholarships. You can bring people for karma. You can do anything that you want. But if you are thinking about how you're going to pay rent, or how this retreat is actually taking money out of your bank account instead of bringing in, it's just going to lead you into a path of resistance. And if you're really, really passionate about creating deep transformation in this world for other people, you need, right? Or you might want even, right? Let's be nutty, right? You might even want and desire to create a difference. I don't want you to be stopped by money. That's not it. So we work in different ways on how you can actually make a profit inside of your retreats, so it makes sense. Yeah. And I want to tell you that it's your time. There's no better time now than starting. Even if you're thinking, well, I'll host my retreat in a year. This is the moment to start planning and putting all the seeds in place. Because the longer you have to actually plan and run and host a retreat and get all your ducks in a row, the better it's going to do. As I mentioned at the beginning, really this program is a deep learning and understanding of this new identity that we are creating that shows up in the world in such light that everyone wants to come and spend time with you. And because that happens, sometimes things take a little bit longer, and it's perfect, right? So we want to do it with time. We want to see it from a place where we can really connect with our heart and do things because we love them and we want to be making a difference. Yeah. This is a tipping point for you, right? This is a tipping point. This is a moment where you decide, is this it or is it not, right? So in this tipping point, what we learn is how to transform your mindset so your limiting beliefs no longer influence how you run your business. To have the confidence to start charging what you deserve so you can blow your guests away and level up your income. I can tell you here and now that if you really do things from your heart, from your heart's desire, you start charging what you deserve, you're gonna get such a better life, right? And there's clients for every different piece of the business. So you get to choose how much you want to make and how much you want to charge. And that's why you get your perfect pricing program, because a perfect pricing is not the one that everyone else is putting out there. It's the one that is perfect for you. Yeah. And we see how we grow and we expand in the future there. Yeah. It's also about strengthening your relationship with your audience, with your community. So you're surrounded by people who are eager to invest in what you have to offer, right? So we're going to be actually mastering the art of energetic selling. The way I approach things, it's a mix of feminine energy and masculine energy, because I believe they need to work together. They should not be fighting. Nothing should be completely feminine or completely masculine. There is this space where the feminine energy, it's creative. It brings so much joy into this space. And then the masculine is the one that says, go now, do it. Let's take action, right? But we take smart action. We prioritize. We learn how to prioritize, because if we have a to-do list of 30 things, it's so hard to actually even start with the first one because we feel overwhelmed. So I teach you the techniques that I use personally to actually have a thriving business that does not require so many hours of my day. Yeah. So by enrolling in Mastering the Art of Retreat Planning, right, I'm going to tell you a little bit of everything that you get, right? So you get your ideal client. We really hone in on your why and your purpose behind your retreat business, why you want to do this, who is that person, who are those clients that can come in and do this and learn from you, right? And then from there, we go deeper into the space of okay, so now that I have them, how do I talk to them? And then we go and we test. We see what's your messaging. And from there, we learn all the logistics and the techniques for you to have an easy retreat. How to choose the locations. I actually teach for a few different ways, but one of the ways I teach is actually use the elements to support the process for you to choose the location of your venue. How long are they? How many dates? If they're international, they're national. How many months in advance you need to do this? There might be industry standards, but your business is so personal, it's so yours, that we look at it that way. We don't look at it oh, everyone is doing this. This is a cookie cutter way to do it, step 1, step 10. No, right? And we see how to create transformational itineraries that allow space for integration. And then we move to my favorite part, pricing. Right? So in pricing, we go through my calculator and I teach you the best ways to actually price your retreat so you make a profit. So you actually make as much money as you desire. And inside of that, you get access to my program, your perfect pricing program, that I can tell you, people have told me that calculator is worth the whole program as well. So all the bonuses that you get inside of the program are worth the program itself. Can you imagine it? That's absolutely amazing, right? It's great news. So, oh my gosh, yes. So we go through pricing, right? What is your perfect pricing? How much do you charge? What are your price tickets? If rooms are different, how do you quote that? And how do you charge for single rooms? And all these questions that usually tend to come in place, right? And then we go to the part of selling, right? The marketing strategy and sales. Right? We talk about the difference between brand awareness and actively selling, and how we take people through the customer journey that you receive at the beginning of the program. So we can actually start implementing those pieces inside of your marketing strategy. So you are actually talking to your audience. Isn't that amazing? That you actually get to create this messaging that completely resonates with the people who want to come to your retreat. So they have an easy way to say yes to you. So we go in there and then we talk about sales pages. Sales pages have been one of the biggest headaches that everyone that comes into my space have. They're like, oh my gosh, it's kind of like a birthing process on its own, just putting my words out there, the things that I'm saying here. How do I actually put them in paper and in a way that is actually funneling people and it's clearing out the people who are not my ideal clients that to come to my retreat, and actually just keeping the people who are actually quite interested. And how do we take them from a psychological perspective instead of our sales space, where it's first emotional, and then we go to the logical piece for the people who need more logical information. They get that. How do we put the call to actions inside of it so it actually makes sense and more people are interested, right? And this is where you get my most amazing tool that is just newly launched. So like only the people inside of my program right now as we speak got it. So you will get it too. And you get so many more bonuses along the path, because I always bring guest speakers that are relevant to the audience, to the people who are inside the program. So we have extra sessions with guest speakers. We also get 8 days to magnetic wealth. And you get to go through mindset shifts that are so huge that you're going to attract your ideal clients. That they're going to come in, they're going to fly in, you're going to go do your practice, and then you're going to wake up in the morning and you're going to have messages from those ideal clients saying, I'm here, I want this. Where do I sign up? Where do I pay? Yeah. And then at the end, we don't even stay there. We talk about loyalty marketing, right? We talk about loyalty marketing is called customer relationship management. It's my favorite topic, is how do we keep people inside your ecosystem after the retreat has happened? So many retreat leaders will go, and if you have been to retreats, you might have seen that you go into a retreat and actually at the end of the retreat, they just say bye. And you might have actually been thinking, well, I kind of wanted to hang out with that person a little bit longer, but they didn't open up a space for me to actually go there. So we talk about loyalty marketing and how do we keep them in our ecosystem according to what we're creating, right? Like, so people who work with me, usually they have between a 50% and 100% retention rate. What does this mean? It means 50% of the people who come to your retreat stay to work with them in one capacity or the other. It might be signing up for the next retreat, or for an online program, or for a community. Imagine the possibilities. Some retreat leaders actually make 3 times the profit from the retreat on these upsells. So we go and see which one is relevant for you, which one would be the best solution for you, right? And you pair up with team members inside of the program so you can actually bounce around your ideas and just get the knowledge from all these other experienced people in the space. And honestly, beyond all that, right? You're going to save yourself like $10,000 in consulting fees when you're like, oh my gosh, like now I want to grow and expand and I need a coach to come work with me, right? Specifically, like if you work with me on a private capacity, that's what you would be paying to go do this, right? Then 3,000 are like quick fix guides and resources, like all these courses and things. Oh, I sell out this, sell out that. And then thousands of wasted profits, because all of the money that you could have saved. Yeah. So that's at least $6,000 in savings, plus all the bonuses that you get that are absolutely amazing. So I want you to hone in your skills and all the tools that you have, and say yes to yourself to hire a mentor that has helped hundreds of people before to maximize their potential. I want you to say yes to you. I want you to choose you. And I'm not here to make a decision for you, but if you feel that this is the right thing for you, that this might be the thing that you're missing, that you're looking for in this space, go and book a call with me and let's find out. I offer 20 minutes fit calls, and these are not consultation calls, right? This is fit calls to actually see if you are the right fit for the program. Because something I can promise you, if this program is not for you, I will not even offer it to you, because integrity for me is so important. So if this is not the right step, I can tell you that I will not offer it to you. Yeah. So go ahead and book the call. The link, I'll put it downstairs so you can actually book it. It's called 20min.theretreatplanner.com. Super simple. Go find a time that works for you and let's have a chat. Let's jump on the phone. Let's get to know each other and see if this is a path for you to add 100,000 or more profit in your business next year. Thank you so much for listening for this update. And I can't wait to find out from you and get to meet you. Thank you so much. Bye.